Plus, exclusive reviews of Billboard's Top 10 Album, Pop, Country, and Soul charts for the week ending January 17, 1981. Now, here's Casey Kasem.
Hello again. In this third week of 1981, let's get right to the pop chart. You know, it's not unusual for the charts to show slow action for a short period of time following the Christmas holidays. This week, for example, there's no movement except for one significant addition to our list. For the first time in a short but wave-making career, one of the hottest groups in the world from England enters the top 10 at number 10. Coming in at that position, The Police with the song Da-Do-Do-Do, Da-Da-Da-Da. And holding at number 1 for the fourth consecutive week, John Lennon's Starting Over.
Starting over. Why don't we
Well, now it's time for our Pop Spotlight Song of the Week. It's the latest hit by the only successful rock band in top 40 history whose leaders are women. Now, there are a lot of women-led groups earning a living in America today, but that's from working clubs and not selling records. So it's noteworthy that two sisters from Seattle, Washington have led a rock band onto the top 40 8 different times in the past 5 years, and their sixth hit album is now on the LP chart. Brunette Ann Wilson and blonde Nancy Wilson provide the beat for the rock band heart, and the inspiration, too, for a lot of young women who want to get into music. Their current top 10 hit takes us back to something familiar to all of us, the high school dance. Here are Ann and Nancy Wilson, two very liberated women, as you'll soon see, telling it like it is. Heart, and their current remake of the 1967 ballad, Tell It Like It Is. We'll be back in a moment with a very hot Kool and the Gang. Well, now in America's Top 10, let's take a look at the board and the soul chart. No new records move into the top 10 this week, but 3 songs climbed, and that's Parliament's Agony of Defeat, moving up a notch at number 7. At number 6, Remote Control by the Reddings moves up a notch. And at number 4, moving up a notch, Fantastic Voyage by Lakeside. Now, the song at number 1 has been in that position for 5 consecutive weeks. And you might say that Celebration by Kool is number 1 and still climbing. And it's also our Soul Spotlight song this week. You know, Kool is a rather large group. They have 9 members. And it's led by the man named Robert Kool Bell. They first charted 11 years ago, and they did very well in the mid-'70s. Then things slowed up on the charts. 2 years ago, they hooked up with a new producer, native Brazilian Eumir Deodato, who's been composing, conducting, and recording in New York for the past 10 years. Well, their collaboration has already produced 1 platinum album, Ladies' Night. And they have another album now on the LP chart at number 22. It's called Celebration. The title tune is our Soul Spotlight Song of the Week. Here's that very lively and happy group, Kool and the Gang. Now let's take a look at the action on the country chart this week. We have 2 debut records. Coming in at number 10 is a pretty lady named Charlie McClain, and the song is Who's Cheatin' Who? The song at number 7 debuts, moving up 4 notches, and it's a double-sided hit for Razzie Bailey, I Keep Coming Back, and True Life Country Music. The song at number 4 moves up 4 notches, the Oak Ridge Boys with Beautiful You. And moving up a notch to give us a brand new number 1 country song this week, Eddie Rabbitt and I Love a Rainy Night.
Well, I love a rainy night. I love a rainy night. I love to hear the thunder, watch the lightning when it lights up the sky.
Now it's time for our Country Spotlight Song of the Week. And it's by a man who wasn't that sure he wanted music for a career. His name is Razzie Bailey. And his early years were typical for an Alabama farm boy. Hard work during the day, music with the family every evening. Razzie grew up picking guitar, and by the time he was 15 years old, he was playing local clubs and square dances. But then, after high school, he quit music. And for about 4 years, he drove a truck and sold insurance and furniture. But Razzie's toe must have kept on tapping, because he came back to music. And his current hit is his 7th record to make the top 10 on our country chart. It's at number 7 this week, and it's a double-sider, I Keep Coming Back and True Life Country Music. Let's hear I Keep Coming Back. Here is Razzie Bailey.
Thank you.
That was Razzie Bailey's top 10 smash, I Keep Coming Back, our Country Spotlight Song of the Week. Well, now it's time for our trivia question. A viewer in Ohio wants to know if any song is hit number 1 by 2 different singers in the rock era. The answer is yes. 3 songs have each hit number 1 in 2 different versions. And the songs were Go Away, Little Girl, The Locomotion, and Please, Mr. Postman. We'll find out who sang them and more details in just a moment. Answer to our trivia question in just a moment. First, pop music in the news. Otis Redding was a very big singing star of the 60s. His biggest hit, Sitting on the Dock of the Bay, hit number 1 in March '68. But Otis never knew it. He died in a plane crash 3 months before. Well, now, Otis Redding's 2 sons, along with their cousin, work as a trio called the Reddings. The same Reddings we saw on the Soul Chart a few moments ago at number 6 with their song, Remote Control. The torch has been handed on. Now, the answer to our trivia question. Robin Monroe of Buckeye Lake, Ohio, who sees the show on Channel 4 in Columbus, Ohio, asked, has any song hit number 1 by 2 different singers? Robin, it's happened 3 times. Back in 1963, Go Away, Little Girl went to the top by Steve Lawrence. And in 1971, Donny Osmond hit number 1 with the same song. Then in 1962, The Locomotion went to the top, and that was by Little Eva. And it repeated that position in 1974 with Grand Funk Railroad recording it. The third song to go to number 1 by 2 artists was Please, Mr. Postman. First by the Marvelettes in '61, then in 1975 by the Carpenters. And there's your answer, Robin. Thanks for writing. Incidentally, Robin wanted us to send her prize to her grandmother, Mrs. Augusta Slack in Herman, Missouri. And here's Charlie Tuna with the prize announcement.
And because America's Top 10 used Robin's question, she'll receive Hamilton Beach's super fast Pop Air electric hot air corn popper. Makes up to 4 quarts of delicious oilless popcorn in minutes. Hamilton Beach, Scoville.
Well, that's our show for this week. I hope you'll be with us again next week when once again we'll check the top 10s on all the charts and we'll see a performance by the Police and much, much more. Till then, keep your feet in the ground and keep reaching for the stars.
Jot your questions down about pop music and send them to America's Top 10, Box 1019, Hollywood, California, 90028.